Alright guys, so I do have a great recipe for you guys today, but I have a little story for you guys. This is my Grandma Shirley's recipe, so I'm going to tell you guys how she originated through the story and how she come up with this recipe. As you guys all know, that ones that has watched my lives, my grandma was born in England, is from England, and she is full-blooded English. And indeed, she had to ride a ferry over to marry my grandpa. But here's a little story right quick for you guys. So, as you all know, my grandma was born in England. Well, in her childhood days, she remembers how monies were so little, very limited, and they had very little for milk and eggs and flour and meat. And actually, they had to grow their own gardens for veggies as well. Sometimes they would share the veggies with their neighbors if it was needed to be, as well as her and her brother used to go and pick apples together and go over by the houses where the boats were and toss them across the water and then take them home and make apple pie. Grandma was about 6 years old, going up to about 10, 11 years old. Grandma became a really great cook because of the way she grew up back in her days. They had to ride a bike everywhere to stores. Sometimes the bus was available, depending on where they were going. But it was just like, it sounds like a great time for Grandma. But Grandma is a really good cook, and I wanted to share this with you guys. They didn't have a car, and you know, this is how Grandma come up with her special recipe. So let's just call it Grandma Shirley's famous bread pudding. So let's go over here and get started. Okay, so you want to start with 2 loaves of French bread, cubed up however you want. This is how we do ours, into a pretty deep baking dish. Then we're going to come over to the stove. So we have a good sized pan right here. Make sure you got plenty. You're going to use, per 2 loaves of French bread, 1 cup of sugar. But I'm going to use my diabetic sweetener, so I'm going to add 2 cups. But the original recipe of Grandma's calls for 1 cup of sugar. But if you use the diabetic sweetener, make sure you use 2 cups so you get plenty of sweetness in this recipe. So now you want to add 3 to 4 cups of milk into your sweetener. Today I am going to add 4 cups just because I have a little bit more sweetener. So here is a crucial part that Grandma Shirley says. You only want to heat your milk and sugar mixture to where it barely starts to boil, and then you're going to take it off the heat and pour it right over your French bread. So when this comes to a boil, I'll show you what we're going to do next. So we're about there. You want it just about like this. Now we're off the heat, and you want it just like this. So now also to make sure your oven is preheating to 375. And you're gonna bake this for 1 hour, but let me show you the next step. Okay, so now we're going to take this milk mixture and dump it all. Okay, so I just got done pouring this mixture over. Now at this point, you want to kind of just fold your bread in like this. And once you get it all folded in, then I'm going to show you the next step. Okay, so here we have 5 eggs pre-mixed. The reason why we wait to put the eggs on the bread pudding is because you want to let the milk mixture cool with the bread. You do not want to cook your eggs. So into here, we're going to put 3 capfuls of vanilla. 1, 2, and 3. And then give it a good mix in your eggs. All right, and now you're going to come over here and just dump it all over like that and start giving it a good right, so I got it all mixed. Now here's your last part. You want to use cinnamon, any brand you want, and just dash it all around right on top. We like a lot, so we're going to put a lot. So this is about how much cinnamon we like to put on top. Grandma, I don't know if she covers it or not with aluminum foil, but I'm going to. So let's cover this bad boy up real well. And then we're gonna come over here to the oven and let it bake for exactly 1 hour at 375. And I will be right back with you in the oven. And I will see you guys in 1 hour. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Now, I just take a spoon like this and I just scoop down like this. And you just get you a nice little piece. Let's get a good, okay. It kind of looks like a cinnamon roll in a way, but that's your bread pudding. Okay, so now we like to finish it off with a scoop of ice cream. We have root beer float ice cream. And you just put a couple scoops, depending on how big or how much of a scoop you want, right on top. Like that. Doesn't that look good? Like literally, look at that. And then right on top like that. And you can eat it hot or cold. I say we have a taste test here. So we're going to just get a little bite of the ice cream and the bread pudding. Want a bite? Let's have a taste test. I give that a 10 out of a 10. Oh, so yummy.